Hey there guys, we're here reacting to Etheria Restart, a brand new turn-based gacha game set to release around later this year. I haven't seen much about it, but in terms of gacha games, we have a bunch coming out this year. We had Black Beacon release almost earlier last week, and it seems to be really good. And we have Ananta, Arknight's Enfield, Neverness to Everness all dropping around this year, and it's crazy how many gacha games are coming out this year. It seems like the gacha space is absolutely exploding right now. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and we're going to check out this video.
IS Cup PvP tournament grand final in this video between 𝒁𝒂𝒏𝒅 and 𝑬𝒙𝒑𝒂𝒏𝒅. Now, this was a series.
The mobs look insane. What the heck?
𝒂𝒏𝒅. He always organizes these things. I'll leave a link to his.
It's crazy. This is actually just full send
PvP. He also helps me
PvP.
cast this one as well. But there's also a ton of creators.
Wait, was that? Hold up, back up.
𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅 and 𝑬𝒙𝒑𝒂𝒏𝒅. Now, this was a series done by 𝒂𝒏𝒅. He always organizes these things. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description. He also helps me cast this one as well.
Was that we have Pokemons in this game, bro?
But there's also a ton of
crazy.
creators that got involved in this one. This video is just going to be the grand final. So if you want to see some of the other drafting rounds and stuff like that with the other creators and see their strategies, definitely jump over and take a look. But hopefully this gives you guys a good insight into
characters
what
look really smooth.
The competitive scene of RTA can look like in Etheria Restart. Had an absolute blast doing this one. Once again, a massive shout out to 𝒂𝒏𝒅. Massive shout out to all the other creators.
Depending on how good the story is going to matter a lot.
Links in the description and the pinned comment for you guys to jump around. But don't forget that Etheria Restart is in pre-registration at the moment. So
Welcome
you can go pre-register for the game as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to it to release. But let's get into it, and apologies.
There's still a little bit of things they need to clean up, but the UI and everything looks absolutely amazing.
The grand final, we've got 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅 versus 𝑬𝒙𝒑𝒂𝒏𝒅 in this matchup.
Whoa, they have an actual full UI for the combat when it comes to PvP.
Get into the final. Keen to see.
I didn't even know they were that early on.
Yeah, I'm very excited because this is, of course, the best out of 5, and these players are quite well known in their community. E7 as well as some of the worst for their prowess in strategy. So I want to see what they're.
This game is not even out yet.
And there we go. We have pre-bans. Now, these pre-bans are done blind, so they don't get to see what each other are banning. And 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅 is picking up the Tiamat and 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅, whereas 𝑬𝒙𝒑𝒂𝒏𝒅 is picking up the Sanaya and the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅 as well. So those 3 characters, because they've doubled up on the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅, will not be obtainable by either player. And so let's get into the first picks. First one coming from
you can actually pick all the characters you want.
Let's see who he decides to make on this one. There's a bunch of strong characters in this game. And he
wait, they have a ban list? What?
Now,
dude, that's kind of like Marvel Rivals. I don't know. I can't really mention Marvel Rivals as the first initial one, but it's the biggest reference I have to like banning characters in PvP.
And looks like the other team is going to start off with the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅. Again, very standard openers.
Welcome,
as well
Orchard.
as bans, picking some of the best characters out there, and 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅 providing that team-wide immunity as well as barrier.
Yep, definitely. And then we were expecting it. Whenever you see 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅, the other player normally picks the Veronica because she can go ahead and steal those massive buffs that she gets, and also.
Wait, is it back and forth? So it is back and forth. Oh, that's really good.
And also
that seems like really fair. What the heck?
And we go ahead and pick ourselves up the free-to-play healer Ling Luo, who is a fantastic healer, along with the Henrik. Henrik being the counter to
the fact they have so many characters right on release is already a great sign. Very, very great sign.
So that is a pretty standard pick that we are seeing there.
And Houyan comes out as the protected 3rd pick alongside Lily. That's going to be a super strong team combination.
Welcome, Demon.
You know, one of the strongest damage dealers, able to one-shot a lot of the characters if you don't have enough defensive stats.
Definitely the case. And then Lily being an absolute monster, especially when paired with things like Tiamat, who is banned, but also another great pairing for her is 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒅.
Dude, I love the back and forth. And it's almost like kind of like chess a little bit.
And
they have a timer. You really have to like lock in on time.
That's going to be 𝒂𝒏𝒅 with his RNG-based counter that's actually able to turn around.
This is going to make the game have so much competition too. This is going to make people really want to build their teams really properly.
Yeah, definitely.
That also means that there's a likelihood that we won't get self-modeling resins and stuff like that because it will make it unfair.
Also picking up the Selene in there as well as a great shielding type.
It's likely to be full RNG based.
And then the final pick going into Rahu with his RNG like follow-up attacks, defense scaling. He can actually do some
characters
really
look absolutely clean, bro.
That we do
like
get along the way in the
full
game.
clean.
And now we go for the bans.
Honkai Star Rail's
look like
cooked.
it is going to be the bans
cooked if they can pull out on the lore, bro.
𝒂𝒏𝒅 getting banned, so very, very good. That's the sheer power.
Oh
that
my
we have
God,
there
that
through those
dude
follow-up attacks that you don't know
is making the
100%
females
when they're
weak,
gonna
bro.
happen, but that's kind of the thing with RTA. You just got to play with some bit of RNG, and that Rahu is great at it.
Yeah, and
Smash.
now
What'd you say?
Takes a turn. There should be a revive coming out because of the passive. There we go. Henrik is up once again, and he needs to put in a lot of work because this entire team rests on him to do the damage for God Doggos.
Definitely, and that's where you can see the power of the Wiąłтyn with
the biggest thing involving this game would be the incorporation of raids, to be honest. Like, if we really think about this, just from the look of this style and everything, it's giving raid vibes. Like, there's a couple other games I could mention, but at that point, they are all kind of rated R, to be honest. But raids are great for getting cosmetics and free items every single week if your clubs or teams have enough power. And it could incorporate more competition in the game, because let's say you have one raid boss that is set at the end of the week, and basically your team has to put as much damage out as they can for the group in, like, let's say your clan, and based on how much damage you do is how many rewards you get. This could bring back clans, raids, cosmetics, introduce more mechanics, and keep people involved in the game as an end game mode, which would be amazing for the game. I haven't seen any other mainstream gacha game right now do raids, which is crazy, the fact that it hasn't been incorporated yet. But it could bring more community involvement, if you will. And instead of separating like the solo experience, it just brings people together, which would be crazy for the game.
So much damage.
Like, for instance, let's say you complete the like a limited time raid boss and you get like a free skin for a character. Like, that would be fire, bro.
I can see why Hongyan is a lot of people's favorite. I mean, her playstyle and her art design is absolutely gorgeous, and just casually one-taps the character once they come back. But hey, that was alright, and Veronica definitely will win this solo. I mean, just look at this. Stealing buffs, HP skilling, true damage. Easy.
I think it looks amazing. I think they do need to work on the UI a little bit, make it feel more alive. It does feel very the finals like. I mean, even with the finals, it had a very alive like UI. It feels more basic right now, which is obvious because they're still doing betas, they're still doing stuff like that, and you need to get that flow. The characters look amazing. I know nothing about the story, nothing involved with like the actual mainstream gameplay, but overall the actual PvP looks great. I love the style. I think they can keep building off of that more, but we'll just have to see.